Guys, we do have some breaking news according to Matt Zenitz of 24/7 Sports, reporting that Ohio State's Tony Alford is heading to Michigan to be the new running back coach. Guys, if you have questions in the chat, obviously that's a big deal for a lot of different reasons, right? I mean, you're talking about how often do you see a coach go from one school to the other? Last guy I could think of, Tom, you would know this, Al Washington, right?
Oh, yeah.
Going from Michigan to Ohio State. Now you have vice versa. Tony Alford, who's one of the most respected coaches in the country at that position.
Well, let Tom cook here. He's familiar with Tony Alford. What type of recruiter, I guess, is leaving Columbus and headed to Ann Arbor?
He recruited Donovan Edwards pretty hard, and it looks like now he's going to finally get to coach him. But known Tony a long time, terrific recruiter, great human being. I first met him when he was at Notre Dame before making the jump to Ohio State, and tremendous recruiter. He is all about relationships, great ball coach, but for him, it's all about the relationships. He's a high-level recruiter. He's hit the portal hard. He's doing it at the high school level. And he was a big addition for Ohio State over the last couple of years. And I think he's going to do a phenomenal job at Michigan. I think this is a really, really good hire. And I think he's going to have that running back room cooking for the next couple of years.
Does this change anything with any of the top running backs out there?
I mean, that's probably too early to tell. But I think that he's absolutely going to help Michigan land somebody that right now, if we were projecting somebody to land at Michigan, it wouldn't be the same guy. I think he's going to do a lot for the Wolverines, man. They are, this is the kind of addition you need from a recruiting standpoint when you have a coaching change. And like I said, very excited about, if you're a Michigan fan, you should be very, very excited about this hire.
Tom, your best guess. Why would he make this move?
It could just simply be wanting to get promoted, move to that next level, and then maybe he sees an opportunity at Michigan over the next couple of years. But I know he was involved for, I think, a head coaching job at Colorado State, never came his way. He's always seemed to get passed up for a lot of opportunities that happened at Notre Dame. I mean, I don't know, maybe, Bill Kurelic and the boys over at Bucknuts, they probably have a better idea how things were going at Ohio State. But I can only see that this is an opportunity for him to take the next level, take the next step in his coaching career. I know he wants to be a head coach one day, and I think he'd be a great one. But up until now, it just really hasn't been an opportunity, and maybe just sees a better fit at Michigan.
We got a question from Sir Weezy in the chat. Any names that come to mind to replace Alford? I mean, I guess I'll go. I mean, my first call would be Tashard Choice at Texas. And I think it would be very difficult to pluck Tashard Choice out of Austin. That being said, you're Ohio State. And if they have the same type of alignment that they have shown on the recruiting trail when it comes to coaching acquisition, yeah, then I think it's, everybody's going to entertain Ohio State when you think about the lineage of running backs that they've had as well. And, Texas certainly has their claim to that too. And, I'm sure Tashard Choice is very comfortable over there. But, Drew, that would be my first call. I know I'm putting you on the spot. I don't know if there's a name that comes to mind, maybe more so than the others. But if I was Ohio State, that would be the first guy I was calling.
Well, I think he's the best in this current landscape in terms of, you look at the running backs Texas has brought in recent years or recent cycles, and he's made a name for himself, right? He got Jahmyr Gibbs when he was at Georgia Tech, Cedric Baxter at Texas, a few other guys involved. I feel like running back's the one position coach where there's been just so much movement, like so many names have jumped around, so many guys have left for the NFL. There isn't really, I don't have a short list when it comes to the running back coaches.
Who's Penn State's running back coach?
Jordan Snyder. Yeah, that'd be a good hire. I think he does a really good job, especially from a recruiting standpoint. But I think that's tough, man. Tashard Choice would be a massive hire, man. That would be, man.
Boys just putting on their tinfoil hats right now, just reacting to news. Hashtag raw oysters. If you got more questions later in the show, that's what we're going to call the Q&A segment.
So Snyder gets them even more embedded in South Florida.
Yeah, and you would think, from a geographical standpoint, I mean, it's very easy to say this, but from the receiver position, obviously, the three states, right? When you think about it, Florida, Texas, and Georgia, right? Georgia's now number 3. Florida and Texas seem to take turns every year in terms of producing NFL talent. I think that is very well reflected in the top 247 as well. So that would be fascinating for sure. I mean, and you look at Ohio State, their roster right now, Travion Henderson, Quinshon Judkins, Dallin Hayden, James Peoples from the state of Texas. I think there was a question earlier in the chat. Are any of those guys a threat to potentially enter the portal in the spring? I don't know. I kind of look at Dallin Hayden a little bit, and I'm kind of like, where does he fit in the equation, right? He has shown some flashes there. So I don't know. That would maybe be a name to keep an eye on as we kind of inch towards the spring portal.
I will say Notre Dame fans won't love this, but I absolutely, and he just got a title promotion and more money, but Dylan McCullough would be a guy that I absolutely think they should target, and they probably will, at least to, have that phone call. So he's been really successful as a recruiter and a coach. I don't know, something to keep an eye on.
Curtis Looper at Missouri, right? What he did with Cody Schrader.
For sure. So how many names we got now? I think we got 3.
4.
Basically have the big board ready.
Yeah. We're ready. Call the boys. We're ready to go. So there you go. Some breaking news via our Matt Zenitz. Does an incredible job. If you're not following him on X, make sure to do that as well.